So we're melting here today in Oklahoma. It's well, it's cooled off quite a bit. It's like 8 o'clock at night now, so you'd hope it would cool off. It's like 94 degrees or something like that.
According to your shirt.
Yeah, according to my shirt, I'm melting at 93 degrees. But we made progress that we didn't film at all over here inside the car.
Because how many degrees was it when we started?
Come take a look. Well, when we started this morning, it was probably, I don't know, around 90 degrees, and we worked out here until it got to about 100 degrees. And then we took the middle of the afternoon off, and because it ended up getting up to like 105 in the shop, even with the fans going. It was awful hot. But we made progress. The floor of the car is pretty much, all the junk is off it. There was just a god-awful amount of what I've determined is body filler. Someone at some point in time really liked using body filler and a whole lot of it. So that took forever to get out of there, between scraping it, grinding it, wire brushing it, you know, whatever means necessary. But we got the floor pan pretty much cleaned up. No new surprises. If you watched the last video where I pointed out some of the small areas on the passenger side that I had found a few more spots like that that are going to need a little bit of rust repair, but nothing major. We don't have any major floor pan. Well, take that back. We got that one gaping hole in the tunnel that I'm going to have to make a patch for. Other than that, there's no majors, some pit holes and stuff like that that we can fill and move on down the road. But I don't want to do anything else inside the car tonight because it's freaking hot and I've already sweating like a pig and it's hard to get good airflow in there, and so I'm done with that. And there's nothing exciting about doing that, so I'm not going to do that. So instead, we're going to play with a new tool that I've had for a little while. I actually got it, the wife got it for me for Christmas, and you may notice that part of the car has already been played with a little bit. We played with it down here, knocking stickers off to see if it would work, and it actually works really well. So we figured I'd show you what I got, how well it works, what the results are, and you know, maybe it'll be something that you find useful. Anyway, I'm going to sit down to do it because I'm freaking hot. But this is a surface prepping, surfacer or something. What do they call this?
I was going to say grab the box.
Surface conditioning tool. This particular one is the Harbor Freight model. If you want to know the ins and outs and the details and the unboxing of it, I'll put a link to Rusty Speed and Customs video. He did a nice unboxing and ins and outs of this tool on his channel. So instead of me going through all that again, you can go check that out on his channel. But I figured I'd show you how this works on stickers, because this car's got a mess of stickers on it, and then it's got some paint that I don't know what it is over another paint that I don't know what the base is. Bunch of shit. So the wheel that I'm starting with, what is this thing called? Hold on. Hold your horses. The name of whatever this is called is on here, covered under the cap. This is a stripping drum. It
came with 3.
Yeah, it came with the stripping drum, and it came with 2 different grits of abrasive drums. The other one's still over there. I haven't even touched it. But so we're going to start with
over there in the box.
The stripper. Starting with a stripper.
I knew you liked strippers.
But it is a little bit noisy. I apologize for that. But here we go. Hitting the stickers. So as you can see, it eats up the stickers pretty quick. You can't stay in one place for too long. It does put a fair bit of heat into the metal. That's actually pretty warm right there. I stayed right there too long. But it works pretty good. A lot easier than a lot of other methods for getting the stickers off. And it's not too abusive to the metal, but you can see that it did create a lot of vertical striations where I was at with it. And well, it's because it's a drum that's just spinning in one direction. As for, and you can tell it takes off paint. I'll pull some of this lettering. So there's what it looks like with the paint. It's not nearly as aggressive as like it was pulling off the stickers. It does a lot better job at pulling stuff like the stickers off. But you can go from that, from the stripping drum, which I'm pretty sure, hey, the screw is backing out on its own. I guess I didn't tighten it enough.
To another new tool we got?
No, we've got to go to the abrasive drum. We're not going to that yet. But we'll get rid of the stripper. And we'll go to the abrasive. The abrasive is directional, so you just got to make sure you follow the direction that's on there. No biggie. Spin this back in. Go. And then we just repeat. So that's pretty quick. It knocks the surface down pretty good. And then from there, the other handy dandy, I need a battery tool that I got, which this one probably isn't much of a surprise to anybody, but it's just an orbital sander. But you know, you combine that with the stripping tool.
But it's a neat little tool.
Yeah, it definitely, and it works well. So grab a fresh disc. We're just using 120 for now because we're just trying to knock stuff down. We're peeling the layers back on this car, which is revealing all sorts of not great things.
Because if you notice, there's a lot of layers going on around here. Look at this.
Yeah, between the inside and the outside, we got lots of layers. And you remember what I was saying about someone really liking body filler? Yeah, it's all over the outside of this car too. It doesn't seem to be very deep. It's just someone went a little heavy on their skim coats. But yeah, you just grab take the orbital. We can work it around. The striations will start to come out from the stripper.
special.
So, and there, yeah, a Hool special.
A Hool special.
So, like I said, I don't know what kind of paint this is. Clearly, whatever the red and gold is a paint that hardened up much better than whatever this black paint is that was definitely put on with a brush. I mean, if I go just you can see how quickly that black, whatever this black is, comes off. I don't know if it's just a primer or what. And it was definitely brushed on. You could see all the brush strokes on it. But that's the new tools. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get this door the rest of the way stripped down. See, we'll keep track of how much longer it takes to do it, but I don't think it's actually going to take that long. Good as new. Yeah, we'll find out. You know, as you can see, there's a lot of filler got used skimming this over, which is super annoying. I mean, whatever, it gives, you know, we got this cool hippie pattern going on for now, I guess. But we're gonna get it knocked down smooth so that we can put a, well, so that eventually we can get it painted the way we want it painted, and so we can find out if we have any major body issues that we need to address. Hopefully not. Hopefully the body's in as good a shape as I think it is. But yeah, at this rate, I'm really not too sure because there's been a few surprises that weren't expected already. Oh, who knows? We'll see what we find out. Either way, we'll catch up with you in a little bit after I get this door knocked down. Yeah.
Hi.
So, about 5 minutes ago, the wife made me think that she was recording, and we've been talking to apparently nobody for the last 5 minutes, at least. Anyway, where we're at least where I think I may have started this conversation, was we're almost done. We've almost got this door stripped down.
The paint?
Yeah. The red and gold paint that was used to paint the old school special on the side of here. I don't know what kind of paint that was, but it did not want to come off easy. And as soon as it started to get a little bit of heat in it, it started gumming up the sanding disc pretty bad. You're gonna show them the stack up there.
So if you guys see, they just gummed up everything that we were using.
So it's whatever. I went through quite a few sanding discs trying to get that off of there. The surfacing tool did a decent job of getting it off there with the drum. It got a good bit of it, but not all of it. But yeah, it's getting there. And then, so if you come in closer, when you get done with just the surfacing tool, you have all these vertical striations, which if you have Bondo on the surface of the car, they're even more noticeable, because that surfacer, it's going to grab into anything soft that's on the surface of the metal. It's not going to take much metal off, if any at all, depending on which drum you're using, but it will bite into anything that's soft, like Bondo, for instance, and it's going to leave a lot of these vertical striations. So you got to come back with a sanding, preferably something like an orbital, so that it gets rid of all the linear striping that's going to come from that drum just spinning in one direction. But it's probably been, what, 45 minutes since the last video clip? About 45 minutes, most of which was fighting to get that lettering off of here. But this door's about stripped down to the point where we can start, with the exception of up here, because I got to get some blocks and hand sand this curve, because I don't want to, it just needs to be hand sanded because of the shape of it, and the door handle really does need to come off to do this region. Otherwise, the rest of the main portion of this door is pretty close to being where we could dust coat it and start sanding it, well, actually probably use a filler primer and then start sanding the low spots out of it. But it's pretty flat, really. Now that I've been working it for a little while, it's pretty flat, and just have to finish working out the curved portions of the door. But yeah, which means, you know, we only have the rest of the car to still do. But for a combined cost of I think it's about 150 for one of these surfacers if you get them on sale, and this Orbital is like 20-30 bucks. Granted, that doesn't include a battery, so you'd have to get a battery. There's deals. Anyway, go to Harbor if you're interested. These are from Harbor Freight. The price really isn't that bad for what it is, and they seem to work pretty good for the job at hand. So I can't complain. I mean, we can't all buy the really expensive stuff, which, I mean, I could buy them, but it would be a lot of time between tools, which would really slow down progress, and that's no fun. And since I'm not doing this professionally 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, a cheapo tool works just fine for me. So I stepped back and I looked at the car, and I've had a realization. The doors have been changed. These are not the original doors, or I doubt they're the original doors for this car. I've now wiped all the sanding dust off the side of the car, and you'll notice that aside from the fact that this is still a little moist, but you'll notice that the quarter panel has a gold layer in there. But if you look at the door, we have no gold layer in the paint anywhere, and a lot more filler in the door than we found in the quarter panel. Bless you.
Thank you.
No more of that nonsense on camera.
I'm sorry.
So not that that really matters. It makes no difference. These doors fit the car. They're the right doors for the car, so it doesn't make any difference that they probably aren't the originals. But just one more thing that we're finding as we peel the layers back. You know, there's a lot of filler right there. I wonder how deep that goes. I'm not gonna worry about it. But yeah, screwing around with this wasn't exactly the plan for today. Granted, I didn't exactly have a plan for today other than I wanted to find out how bad the floor pan was. The June bugs in the car already. Son of a gun. It's June bug season right at the moment, and they're freaking everywhere. But you know, anyway.
They're harmless.
Yeah. So, but the main goal for today was to find out how bad the floor was in the car, to know how much work we were going to have there, and it's not too bad. In the coming videos, the plan will be to fix up hit me in the neck. The plan will be to get the floor fixed up so that we can start making progress on making the car a drivable car again. Eventually we'll get back around to finishing up the body, because we'll have to, we've so far only taken down one side. If you come over this way, you'll see that wiring. You'll see that we still got a whole nother side of the car covered in stickers and this paint that's going to be, I don't know, maybe I'll try something else, some paint thinner or something, to try and pull the lettering off, see if that works better than just sanding it off. But we'll have to knock this whole side of the car down. The roof's going to need to be knocked down. When this car was last painted, which granted, because race car, it's not, we're not after show car level paint. I'll promise you that right now. And there's no doubt that the previous person that painted this car had the same methodology. It just needed to look halfway decent going down the track, and it did look halfway decent. But we want to give it our own touch, so we're going to be redoing the paint work on it. But it won't be a show car thing. We just, I don't know what it, I have an idea of what I want it to be, but we'll see how we get there. But before we can put any paint on the outside, we need to knock down all the sun fading and all the rough spots and make sure that we don't have any major body issues to contend with, which so far I don't think we do. After doing the sanding work on the quarter panel and on the door, there is a lot of filler, but it seems like it's all very shallow. Someone was a little generous with it, but once we finish knocking it smooth, do a filler primer, sand that down, we should be ready to actually paint over it. But it's probably going to be a while before we do the paint. I think that's what I was trying to come back around to, I think. Tried to fly in my mouth.
Yo.
Stupid June bug. Come. Oh, I don't know which one of you fuckers it was. Bleep. Sorry, pardon my French. Squirrel. Shoot. All right. Well, I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, we need to get back on making the car drivable, and so we'll be fixing the floor. We'll get a paint layer down on the floor and seal that all up. Then we can finally get back to doing the steering, which is what snowballed into this whole mess that we're working on now. The rear package tray, it really needs some good cleanup up there. It's kind of yucky. We got most of the junk off of it, the original that insulation stuff that was on there, but it really needs a good sanding and a fresh coat of paint, which is going to be kind of hard to do with this rear window in, and we haven't been able to figure out a way to get rid of this white paint that's back here on the window.
Probably the same paint they used for...
It might be the same kind of paint they used on those lettering, yeah. But whatever the case, it doesn't want to come off, and being that this is Lexane, you get anything too aggressive on there, it just ruins the Lexane anyway. So we may end up just pulling this out and replacing it, which will give access to the package tray, and then we'll be able to do something a little bit better about this rear seal situation we got going on. I don't know. That's all stuff that's coming, not as critical as making it running and driving, so we'll kind of squeeze that in where we can. That's enough for the ramble, I guess. It's hot. It's been a long day. Lots of sanding and scraping and wire brushing. June bugs, man. They're crazy.
They're called dum-dum bugs.
Yeah, they're crazy. So we will see you guys next time. Be sure to jump on down there, hit that like, hit that subscribe, show some support. And if you're doing any work like this and you're doing it on a budget, those tools from Harbor Freight, they actually work pretty freaking good for the hobbyist. I won't say that they're professional grade, but I can't complain with how they've held up thus far. So, and they're cheap. I like cheap. Cheap works good.
God.
And anyway, yeah, that's about all I got. So we'll see you guys next time.